not so vulnerable. I know I'm not what you might call elegant, but I'd rather be that than the elephant in the room. If you were in my head, you would hear me whine. I'm walking on a thread with teary eyes. Elephant
Check 1 2 1 2. We're almost ready, ladies and gentlemen. Just 1 second, please. We're having some technical difficulty with the first stream. It lasted for a few seconds. I saw straight going there, but hit the wrong button like a boomer. So I'm glad to see everybody starting to find this one. Cool. I believe we is ready to start. Some things are still not working, like my chat stuff is not working, but on Stream Deck. But we'll see what's going on. Let's rock and roll. The show must continue.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
It is Sunday night, 10:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are watching Late Night Crypto, and I am the Road Dog. Aroo! Ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the daily Bitcoin chart. Facing some resistance. We've been finding it for the last few days. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. We just can't seem to get past the $64,000 area. 200 moving average is there. Now, last time we were up there, we kind of blasted through it, wicked through it, weakened it, went up there, even closed a candle there. It was a bad one, and then lost it all. You know, something interesting went on over here. I think we should take a look at. Can we take a look at it on the 4 hour? Do you mind if we take a look at it? This was that day. I'd probably look better on the probably better on the 1 hour. You want to do the 1 hour? Is this still that one day? Until this one day. Yes. I had this on a particular chart. Oh, you gonna do this to me? Oh, really? You suck. Pardon me, but here we are. So we got up to this level right over here. Very interesting thing here. I just found we're doing something very similar to what we did here. We got a little heartbeat kind of clear out in this little range that we got, and then we finally dumped it. I'm just saying. I'm going to look at this on the 4 hour time frame as well, if I can find that one again right over. It was this little guy. No, it wasn't. Oh, screw it. It was this little guy. Now, we were above the 800 and the 600 moving average on the 400. I remember this. I was watching it a lot on the 4 hour chart at that time. And we was calling it a Batman pattern, making fun. I was trying to find the chart here while I drew on it. It's somewhere. We kind of just drew out the little horns and stuff. You know, we got the... That is a sucky Batman, but we had a little widow's peak, and I think we had eyeballs for him and stuff. Anyway, check this out. That was 800 moving average, right? Well, look where we are right now, and what are we doing? It just makes me, I mean, you gotta think, is this similar? It's very similar circumstances here. I'm just saying. I don't have that widow's peak, though, so I don't know. Maybe this is Batgirl? Makes me wonder. So considering that, what else is different here that we're looking at between what happened over here and we dumped down and what's happening over here? This one was a rounded shape and we got a nice little parabolic move there, and well, this one not so much roundy. Unless, I don't know, maybe if you zoom out, I still don't see so much roundy. Maybe it's because I got a straight line drawn there. It would look kind of like this. We have a trend line going on here. We bounced 1, 2, didn't quite touch it here. Third touch, we was gone back and lost it. 1. We got kind of the same thing going on here. I don't know if you count this one little 1 touch down here. Start 1, 2. I don't know. Looks awful reminiscent. 800 and 600 moving averages were up there really tight. The 800 and 600 moving averages are here, a little spread apart. Still below those 2 major moving averages here on a big time frame, 4 hour. We've got the 300, that's his purple line, also below it. So 3 major ones, still below it. Got the 200 moving average, still below it. Got all the moving averages below except for the little ones, the little green one and red one passed up above that. That's what we got going on right here. Our heavier ones that are kind of, 200, 100s, still down here. 100 does not cross bullishly over that 200 moving average. Took it a long time to do it over here, and we were already down by the time that it did. You got this little golden cross going. This was funny. This was interesting. This is your buy signal. You got your buy signal right when it dumped. Golden cross, 50 crossing the 100, and most people were looking at this as flags. Now, they don't admit it now, but they were, especially if they were on them 1 minute time frames, and let's do the upside. And it wasn't just that. It was like, let's go over this. You got some crazy things out of there. And I don't know, you may be getting some of those things again right now. I think that you are. Well, look, everybody's saying 68,000. Both flags only have about a 50% chance to play out to the upside. They don't have the greatest odds, I'm just saying, especially if they're at resistance, or in this case, just right above some. It's above resistance, or kind of that 618 area. That's what we're having problems with right now. This little yellow line I got here, I'm going to make it a lot bigger. Oh, that's my Fibby line. I guess I have to draw my own little yellow line here. This little guy that I'm drawing right here is the 618 from this whole move, swing high to swing low. I'm going to have to go back and verify that. Swing high to swing low. Here is our middle area right there. That was the guy that we got above, and then we lost him. And now that very same area is acting as resistance, this major 618 Fibonacci for the whole move, the whole range that we've been in. And we're making the same similar toppy pattern over here, a double top of sorts, if you will, that I think looks like a Batman mask. Other signs that we were seeing over here were also, oh, look at that cloud. We're right above it. We're nowhere near it. I think we might have a chance. You might. Same thing over here. She's getting thicker though. So we're at one of those spectacular make or break moments, and we'll find out soon enough, because we should know probably in the next 2 days what we're going to do. The one difference that we do have here, the key difference that I can see when it comes to these moving averages, is that our 200 was above the 300 there. It's not right now. Now, it was losing it when this was happening. It was coming down as prices going up. Now it's going up now, and it has not yet crossed this 300. The 50 did. That was cool. The 50 also did back here on the way we are right here, right near the pullback, and was like, woo! Well, that's got to be a good sign, right? Even across the 200 moving average. So interesting. So basically, in short, what I'm saying is, man, our momentum is stacked against us, really. 800, 600, 300, 200, 100 moving averages are all stacked to the low. Now, this is on the 4 hour, and we can kind of see that. I wanted to show you the pattern that we got here. The biggest thing you got to look at is the daily. Let's switch to a different, right here. Different chart without my little Batman thing. So daily, we are under the 200 moving average, right? And all the other ones are stacked. And I've been talking about this for a while because it is a big deal. They flip-flopped. The white 100 crossed. That was the last one to go right there, man. They all flipped. It's like a ribbon. It's like a ribbon flip. Here is like a ribbon flip. It flipped. Twisted. Not good. Not good. Because when that happens, when it flipped to the good side over here, things went up. When we flipped to the bad side over here, things went down. And you can see that. Let me get rid of these bigger moving averages. I got too many moving averages on here. These bigger ones. See, when you flip it over here, we did it. Man, this was the first time. That was scary enough. That was horrible. Second time, and we recovered. We were able to recover by the grace of God, by the grace of goodness. We bounced off the 360 moving average over here. See this little guy? We bounced off of that. That's also saved our butt this time too. Meaning, eventually we should try to get that little guy, shouldn't we? But still, even after it reclaimed the 200 moving average over here back in 2021, she did dip below it there. Scared everybody again. Thought, oh, it's over now. So I'm curious, this time, are we going to get rejected here or are we going to recover it? We need to recover it because price needs to get above 65,000, get above those last bad areas that we saw that we were just talking about a minute ago. If we can't get above that, even just wicking above it, if we can't make a higher high, we are due by technical analysis for a possible lower low. And that's on the table. And I mean, that could be lower than the recent low. I hope not. But I mean, what would it be then? We don't want it to be lower than this low. We may be coming back to double, maybe double bottoms down. There's so many scenarios that could be playing out. We do have the 360 moving average that has saved us 1-2 times. We haven't really touched it more than twice in the past. So the general consensus is that this most likely we're not going to make it much here. Now I'm curious whether maybe we might get short-term bullish and get a quick wick up just to make a higher high, just so we can come down and make a higher low. That sounds very plausible. So I do think there's a chance that we might see a bearish spurt over the next day or two. And then you're going to have the moon boys with the flags and all that. We're throwing to the upside, 72,000. And I mean, there's a slight chance we might. I mean, it's hard to see that happening with these bigger time frames. With that happening, but then we got some good signs too here. And that mostly comes in on the weekly. And since we're here on the weekly, let's do the weekly candle close thingy thing, and we'll flip over to the Christmas tree candles. And that's nice. That is nice. We can say it back here too. We might be getting 3 white shoulders just to pop on up. And sure as the world, this last one did not. That didn't work. Well, then get all 3 white shoulders. We might. This would look more like it than that. That's a bigger candle, but they all start out like this. So do we know for sure? So here we are on the weekly. Let's go ahead and look at the moving averages since we got them over here. What the hell? Price did something very bullish. It really did. We bounced off the 50 here on the weekly. And then we just exploded up, which I am not bitching about at all. I am not complaining. My portfolio looks better. I feel better. I just don't want to ride the little sucker down. And we got this green cloud saying, I want you to come to me. Come to me. Come to me, Price. I want to suck you in here and throw you down at 48,000 or lower. And I'm like, don't do it. Go to the light. Stay away from that. But Price is above the 21 moving average now. We haven't even got a cross of the 9 above that. And that's just bullish as all get out to me on the weekly. That's starting out pretty strong, I think. Now she could lose it. Definitely could, and come back down to this 9, which that kind of makes more sense to come and bounce off of that because she just blasted through it. A good retest of that area actually would be more healthy when it comes to moving averages, and that would give, or maybe she'll just turn around and go up, and we don't know, do we? We just don't know. But overall, things are looking good. Here on the weekly, we got the 100 cross the 200. Now, that can, overall, in the macro sense, we need that. That's good, but sometimes that can have some negative effects. Sometimes that can bring prices down and, a little lackluster as that's happening. But, in a matter of time, you can see the effects from it, which is more upside. Looking at some other indicators here that are kind of interesting, we've got our weekly MACD, which is trying to flirt with the idea of maybe turning bullish. Now, she's a lagging indicator, and we're on the lagging time frame on a bigger weekly time frame. And I've been talking about the divergence that's been playing on here. If that's a new term for you, we'll talk about it. This is where things start edging up a little bit of an angle up while you got something coming down. And, with this one, we can apply it here on the MACD as a convergence. They're saying slowing things down from dropping like a rock. We like a little safety parachute, just kind of helping us or something, giving us a softer landing here as we try to turn around. But it's not yet confirmed. Now, if we come down and cheat just a little bit to the 5-day to get maybe a glance at what might be happening here, we got some influence here saying, we plan on doing something bullish here for the next fickle. What word was that? What'd I say? But for the next few weeks or next few candles, 5-day candle, something bullish might be going on here. Or is that just a reflection of what might have been? Unburden what might have been and whatever. I can't even remember. It's so nonsense. I can't even remember the words to what was said there. This looks yummy. Yummy. We just got that 618 in our way there. On the 5-day, things are looking nice. Let's go back to the weekly here. I didn't get these. Here, I did want to jump around too much, but of course I am. I want to stick with the weekly here because this is our market cipher indicator, and this has got the stochastics RSI kind of smashed in here, so I'll just watch it here. We come up off our bottoms, right, and we're hanging around at 56%. Parked the good. Momentum wave started turning upside. The biggest thing to notice is that we got a lot of green in the money flow. This bar here and this big green wave up here. That is the money flow. When she is in the red, it is never good. It's not good, especially on bigger time frames. But when she's in the green, oh, yes. Because price will go where the money flows, or however that is, where the attention goes, I guess. So overall, they're saying, man, we can be making a comeback here. So we got some good things. It's just those daily moving averages are really throwing me for a loop because that's a big one. So, sometimes I like to just, zoom back out, remember things on the bigger time frames. And here on the weekly, we're doing what we would normally hope to do, is bouncing off of the 50 moving average for, a deeper correction. And it's made a nice little comeback of that. So I do think the big move is a coming. She may be a coming, but we narrowing it down to what week that might happen is a little tricky. But things are starting to set up that way. But that doesn't mean that we can't drop down to 58 or maybe even 55 again before that happens. So we gotta be cautious. We've got a reverse order on these major moving averages, and that says, and this one's still going down, man. This one is still going down. She's not coming up. That's aiming at 50,000. We might get rejected here again. We got rejected here once. And just kind of hanging around. We've been rejected there 4 times. All right, so now I'm back on the daily. The weekly's looking stronger and stronger. That's good. The monthly's still kind of out there. She's like, I'm looking bearish, but she could be influenced. If you talk to her nice, we might get by with it. We got that. I want to draw your attention here to this volume indicator right down here, right behind my head. Notice how we are decreasing volume, but yet our price still increases, and we are at 2 very major areas of resistance. Common sense just says we're bumping our head against the ceiling here. Can we poke a hole through there and just go up just and stick our head and look outside and then come back down? I mean, I'm cool with that. or blast to the upside. However you want to do it, I just don't see how you're going to blast too far up to the upside. What would be really, really cool, and I don't see any way for it to happen, is if maybe we could just, maybe some big orders come in and do blast us and we can come up and make her a higher high here. That would be cool. If we could actually get up here, we'd have to admit 71,000. We don't want to top out at 70,000 because that would be a double top scenario kind of idea for this high anyway. We would like to at least go higher. That would be cool. Then maybe we come down and find our low. So there's so many things that we could do, or possibilities, and we're just stuck. We're in the middle. The worst place to be is in the middle, especially if you are in a range. The suckiest place to open a position is in the middle because, man, you got both sides working against you right there. I find this interesting. We'll bring up this little fixed volume range tool, and it's giving us hope. It is saying, yeah, baby, we should be heading to 70. It is giving us a higher high of 66,829. That's kind of cool. So that's what it says here. Now, cool. It is going to have to take a really strong pump to get these moving averages to straighten out, though. So my prediction is either listen, we got three things that we can do, and I'm never wrong because I'll tell you all three. We can go up, we can go down, or we can go sideways. I'm right every time. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Now, there's some signs here that we could get either a major pump or we could get that pullback. And if we do get a pullback, I don't think it's going to be too bad personally, but we're still working basically within this pull, this swing high, this swing low, and all that stuffy stuff. We're still within the boundaries of what's going on over here, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm playing with my fibs here. We don't exactly know where we can say that maybe that's our toppy top. And I would be looking for the 0.5 to 0.618 here. So that's about 56 to 58,000. But actually, you know what? You don't want to forsake your 382 at this point in the game because that would be the perfect place to bounce off of for a strong ass move to actually break us up above there. I'm actually going to lean for that 382 right there. All our moving averages are starting to go around right there too. And they give you clues if you just listen. You just gotta listen to them. They're trying to say, "Hey, no, Road Dog, go here, go here, go here." Even the Ichimoku Cloud saying, "No, go here, Road Dog, go here, go here." And the fib strategy says if we bounce off a 382, we can get a strong ass move. We can get that strong ass move. It takes us up here to the target place that we already got our line at. So I'm cool with that idea. If I had to predict what may possibly, realistically, probably happen, I think I would play with that idea. But just keep in mind, technically you got this whole freaking range here from 44.8 to somewhere around 71 that could branch off of this little guy. We don't know. We got to see. But now altcoins, the good old altcoins, what are they doing? Here's total 3. Some people are saying we've already got a breakout. I don't have it on my candles and everything. I've got a very neat trend line here from candle body to candle body, kind of set the resistance to candle tops and didn't touch it. And then here we are again, and we're still under it. So I don't think we got a breakout just yet. It looks like we could get 3 humps out of this guy. So she might come down one more time and then maybe try to get up. But we also have our 200 moving average up here. Now it does look like altcoins Gosh darn it. You're rolling over. What are you doing? I'm looking at this little guy right here, our 9 moving average. On the daily, and there are 100 there. Now, price is above it, and that's cool and all. But I'm not seeing what I need to see for my bullish momentum. And I'm looking at this 50 moving average, and she's curving up. And I'm looking at this 21, and it's curving up too. They need to cross. Now, if they're both going to curve up together, and then one could just roll over while the other one just goes up and then eventually rolls over, and that's not cool. We need to see an actual cross, and it's going to take some price action for that to happen. We're hoping to see it over here also with this 9 moving average, because it's trying to come up on this 100 moving average, right? But look, she's a little lackluster. You see that? It's almost like she's, I could roll over, and then, you know, we would have 2 rollovers, and that would be us losing. Well, first we do have a channel that could find some support, so we might be okay if we can't do that. This is what our daily says. Now, let's take a few look at some other indicators here. And even though this one looks extended, that's kind of cool, we do have money flow that is starting to flow green, and to me that's a big deal. The other indicators are stochastic RSI up here at the top, starting to fall down. Something that we need to look at, right? When she gets below 80, this line where I'm at right here, when she gets below here, then we should consider her, you know, that's your sell sign. Haven't done it yet. Stochastics get a little bit unreliable when they get pinned to the top and everything. So we're looking at the momentum wave over here, and she's looking a little toppy. She might throw up a red dot here soon. Maybe not. VWAP starting to come down. Hasn't crossed the line yet. Money flow in the green, though. That could, you know, that can help things, or influence things, help turn things around, if you will. Checking out my RSI right here, and you know what I would like to do right here is a few little things. We track this little guy. We've not broken this, so we're still in good territory right now. We've not broken our trend on RSI just yet. Now we could. All it takes a little down movement and then break this trend line, and then I would expect, yeah, RSI, we're probably going to lose it. No bueno. So right now we still got a little bit of hopium. And even if we did break it, she may not come down too far. Just saying. So altcoins, I got a mixed bag on my title, and I think that's what we're going to experience. Some are going to do good. They're just going to, like popcorn. Some are going to, but I think this is the time to look at the really strong movers, though. I mean, that's something you've probably heard said before, but I think right now is where they're starting to show up. I mean, the real strong movers are starting to show up. So we come over here and we start looking for what ones are up for the month, man. And we see that Tau and Aave and Pendle, even Hex is doing good. These are the ones that you kind of want to put on your top tier list of ones to maybe think about considering getting into or getting a position in on a pullback, because a lot of these, they're already up, right? They've already broken out. You don't want to buy the green candles now, but put these guys on the list if you're not in them already. If you're in them already, I mean, taking some profit is not a bad idea. Guys, give a shout out to everybody that's hanging out with me here today, and we'll start getting into some of the altcoins and looking at them. I just want to take a look at total 3 here on the smaller time frame. See how we're doing. We lost our 9 moving average here on the 4 hour, testing that 21. Here's Lucy. You knew she was there. Here on the 4 hour, again, 800, 600, 300, 200, 100. They're all stacked in reversed order. In most senses, you would expect this to, you know, more gravity pulling us down is what we're expecting, but still, Ichimoku Cloud saying, that's what you think, Road Dog. I'm ready to rock and roll. So we got that. The 600 and 800 moving averages. Wonder why I use that. Wonder because price respects those moving averages so well on so many different time frames, one or the other, and they play well so well together. And I like them together because when they flip, I don't know, it's on that flip, you see some things happen. Look, this one flipped bearish. Now you think, oh my God, that's the end. And then that's when we started reversing. Sometimes you'll see that with some of these bigger moving averages, or sometimes with just certain moving averages, you expect one thing, but you get exactly the opposite because the rest of it's already played out. Kind of like that 100. We see a lot with the 100 and 200 moving averages when they do that. Interesting. All right. You got lost in thought, buddy. What happened to you? Where did you go, Road Dog? Road Dog's trying to remember how to operate the equipment. Let's give a shout out to everybody that's hanging out here tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. We got Joe, who's here first. First with the like. We got Adam Oliver. How's it going? Charles. How's it going, Adam? We got Dream Tanks TV says, let's go. Bingo and bango. Miss Linda Anderson. How's it going, Linda? Stragar says, intentional video delete tomato first. It was a conspiracy, Stragar. Now my boomer thing hit that. So for some reason, I must have hit a button or something or flipped a switch or on something. But normally when I go on OBS and start my stream, it'll just automatically start, and it's not been doing that. It tells me to hit the buttons and figure stuff out. Right now, it's telling me I'm not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Let me know if you guys get any buffering. But yeah, I had to restart the stream. But yeah, you were definitely first there. Slinda says, yep, Bitcoin tricked us on that one. Looking at the same thing on the chart earlier today. Dream Tanks TV says, we're going up. We tried. We're definitely trying. Yep, Road Dog called me and told me he's going to cancel the original stream. Told me the exact move and he pushed the live button. Nailed it. Slinda says, how about a pump into the new moon on October 2nd and then pull back for a week or two before taking off again? Totally doable. Totally doable. One thing is for certain, we are not in straight up territory right now. I'm not seeing it on the charts. But yeah, I know we got the Fed news, we got some bullish sentiment trying to come back, but that always happens on green candle days, or a couple of green candles they get together, and YouTube just goes like, oh, this is it, everybody, this is it, and then it's not. You get a red candle next day and everybody's like, 40,000's coming tomorrow. Sell the emotions are extreme. YouTube is not the hell. I think Twitter or X is worse. From what I don't do much over there, but just sometimes the sentiment on YouTube, and then you get these points in the market where you see both thumbnails where they're bullish and they're bearish, and somebody else is bearish, and that's crazy when you start to get the mixed signals and stuff. Right over YouTube. We're trying, man. We are trying. I'm just curious. I just gotta know about 65,000. But to October 2nd. I like that idea. I do. That would be right around here-ish. And what, I'm on total 3. What would total 3 look like? Wait, that's just a few. I forget. I am so lost in time that I forget where I am. And what weird ass time frame am I on? Why are we getting rejected? I just happen to be on the 5-day here on total 3. My rules for time frames are start big, work your way down to the smaller ones, top down analysis kind of idea. And so and sometimes I'll flip to not meaning to go to like the 5-day, but it doesn't mean we can't see something important on it. Well, that's cool. So resistance at the 50 moving average on the 5-day and stuck in the middle of this thing. That I mean, if I saw this on any other thing, on any other time frame, I'd be looking at this saying, that looks like rejection to me. or at least she's going to have to fight her way sideways and then eventually try to work it out. Anyway, I'm trying to figure this out for October 2nd. Altcoins could... Man, oh man. We will know tomorrow. I believe in the next 2 days, get a good feel for what's going to happen, whether we're going to reject it or not. But yeah, either way, pumping up and then pumping back down.
One more time, think about me.
It would be so great if Bitcoin, where did you have it with that range? The fixed volume range? So this is kind of an interesting tool. I'm just trying to take in all the information you got and everything. And it's still suggesting that we're at the top of a range right now. So the more confidence that I get from whatever indicator, I don't care who it's from. It could be anything. I can pull out Elliott Wave over here. Come on, Elliott, what you got? Oh, what is this, Elliott? Holy crap, Elliott. Well, clearly Elliott's feeling bullish. Elliott says we hit a 4 wave and should be starting to work our way up to $78,000 to $96,000. Elliott, I didn't know you were a moon boy today. Well, that's on the daily time frame. Let's see what we got going on this 4 hour here. That is a little bit more relevant because now this current little impulse move that we're on right now says we topped out. We're doing ABC correction, and that makes a lot of sense with what I'm seeing too. So, oh my God, do we agree, Elliott? I love your idea on the daily, though. I hope that plays out, Elliott. I hope you're right on that. That would be awesome. Do it. Just not today. I still got some more bags I need to buy, Elliott. I think that's interesting. So this suggests we come back down to 61. And that was that area that was so important for us to get above, this little guy right here. Because remember, the thing was, if we couldn't get above there, expect the lower low. But then we got past it, and then we ran into the next 618, and that's the one we're getting rejected off of. So if this is the ABC, this could be it, and then I think that's the same thing that we just talked about using a different technique. Is should come back, and this would be also, I think it's your 382, right? No, it's a 237. You could do it off of there, but gosh darn it. I think that's why I got this one over here, the 382. Listen, she could bounce off this. If she bounces off of here and doesn't break that trend line, sweet, that could be a big ass move too. That could be really strong. That could do it. That could do it right there. Just looking at some ideas, Elliott's giving us something to think about right there. I like the way you're thinking, Elliott. You're bullish and bearish at the same time. Joe says, can you check Aave? I tried shorting and stopped out 2X's. Now just entered long, was looking for a pullback. Man, that one, I would... She has got... Well, this is what Elliott says. Elliott says she's working on a 5 wave and getting ready for a correction. Elliott just don't know if that 5 wave is going to be 166, 180, or 209. And that's how Elliott can help you out in your life. It could be this, it could be that, or it could be this. I'm not an Elliott wave trader, and I've not studied it deep. I've not done a big deep dive into it, but just from what I can see, it just I mean, it's a more sophisticated way. But it's where you can just bicker and back. Well, it could be this. No, it could be you. Paralysis analysis is what I think it would lead to. Man, I'd be afraid to short anything that's starting to go parabolic. But if I was going to pick a place, I would be looking at 174. But she could go 186. And I think Elliot had 180 something too, right? Elliot, what did you say, man? Oh my God, did we delete Elliot? I think I accidentally deleted Elliot. If you want the Elliot wave indicator, it is Elliot wave chart pattern right here. Oh, Elliot's being a moon boy. He's saying 209. You went up. How'd you get your 1618? Are you saying I pulled my fib? Are you saying I got a sloppy fib? What? I will tell you what. Now am I? I'm doing this a little different. I got the spot margin thing going on, right? So I've got these areas for my bigger play, but I did borrow some so I can sell there at these areas, major areas. So it's kind of like shorting in a way. Well, it is shorting technically, but so some of the plays I'm doing on some of my coins with the spot margin is, well, this is, I've talked about this a lot though, is I'm getting in these areas and you know, doing a little taper because we should get on the bigger areas, bigger time frames, bigger fib pools. We should definitely be getting something there. But this guy, she's in this megaphone pattern, and man, these things are. You look at the top of this trend line, you're like, yeah, these trend lines probably won't ever play out, and then like until it does. And more often than not, as I say, I know it's crazy until, you know, a few weeks from now we come back and look at this and there we are. And that's one of these situations here, I think. But she's through this one right there. So, well, I'll tell you what. Let me pull my Fibby strategy and we'll pull out the woo-woo.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like,
Oh, there's Elvis again.
I just want to say thank you very much.
We're going to go woo-woo. Actually, I'm trying to get. I'm hoping for a pullback. I hope it does come back because I want more of this as cheap as I can get it. Because Aave can do some damage for a hold. I mean, and this time, I mean, she's gotten up to $500-600 before. This one's got a unique purpose and everything. So I mean, in the Aave platform and all that DeFi, it's at the heart of DeFi and on the Ethereum. It might get more than it may make a higher high this time, is what I'm thinking. It's got pretty decent tokenomics and everything too, so I like it for a long-term hold, definitely. So it broke up above new level, broke up above its high, so that's good. And probably a retest that was at 150, but I'm seeing 192. But the predictive, that's what we're going to do, right? Oh, you got an 886? Did you really? Or 786? You got your 786. Yeah, I believe that target. Well, it's at the first one, but she might get a pullback over here at 175. If she doesn't get a pullback, she might get a pullback here at 164. She looked like she's about past it now on the daily. How you looking on the smaller time frames? But if she's going parabolic, you know, a little pullback, and then she might just keep on rolling. She is definitely strong, and that's one of the ones I would definitely, on any pullbacks from here on forward, I would definitely be putting a little into some Ave because I think you'll be. She's just going to have a good future. So we got this nice rounded shape here, and we had, we get the little wedgy kind of triangle kind of whatever going here, and then we get this megaphone pattern, and we can bounce, and she could come up here and then come all the way back down to the bottom, or level out, do a partial decline is what we look for with these pattern ideas. That's what I look for. I just heard one pattern trader today. I've been wondering this for a long time, and somebody finally asked him, because he's real big on cup and handles and everything, said, what invalidates a cup and handle? And he did not have an answer. He said, resistance? And the guy was specifically asking what invalidates a cup and handle on the handle, and he had no answer for that. He said resistance, which I think he was talking about, well, if it doesn't get past the neckline, then it's not going to go, which is, well, duh. But, I think what the guy was actually asking is, the handle comes down on a cup and handle. If we're looking at this as a cup and handle, 66%, about 2/3 of the way. If it goes past 2/3 of the way, then it's invalidated. That's the general rule of it. And a little cheat you can do is your 618 Fibonacci, because that's from your zero, that's about 62%. So if you go much below your 618 Fibonacci, your cup and handle is probably invalidated, and it probably looks a little bit more like a double bottom or something like that. And I don't know. I find it interesting. Some of the YouTube pattern traders I see, I think they just Google it. Seriously, I think this is what they do. I think they just go, they just go look at this. I swear, your gurus that are selling some of these things, they just go and whenever they teach it, this is what they do, where they pull it up. They don't talk about a place where you can go get actual information. They go, they look at the picture and then, yeah, they see one for, and then they get crazy measure moves. How did we get onto a cup and handle topic anyway? Anyway, so rounding shape here, and then we get this megaphone kind of shape when you connect all the bigger dots. I don't know if she's going to come up and then come back down and then, but at some point in this game with the rounding thing, they break out of this sucker. And when they break that trend line, it's to the moon. That's the moon shot. That's the one where they just start shooting up and they take off and leave you. I mean, there's always a little retest, but it's usually a 382 Fibonacci for a lot of them. So I'm curious to see what we do with this one. Are you going up any further? We didn't mark that one. The one that's at right now. Mark it right there, baby. But that would be one of my nailed it targets. Might be on my chart. But she should get tired soon. Boy, she's strong on that daily. And that's between you and me. I think she's planning on going up here. Oh my gosh, do it, girl. Go, Ave, it's your birthday. Joe says he entered long on 166 with a lower bid of stop loss. That's a tricky place to enter. But your stop losses are cool. That would save you. I would put a tight stop loss, to be honest with you. Can we see this idea play out before? Is there a back test of this similar idea somewhere? Yeah, I don't see it. Nah, that's kinda. It's not really the same one though. That's a bigger one. This one went up to the 0.5. I'm trying to think if there's anything freaking helpful. So when you got above, what I'm looking at is when you got above this point, did you come back down? Once you got above it, she didn't. Well, I mean, eventually she did, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is, can you put a stop loss below the fib level? Like tight. Of course, a trend line, always a trend line. You had what, 56? Oh, that looks great. Yeah. This is the basic method I use to do a stop loss. If I'm looking, especially at active trade and stuff like that, is the trend line and using beneath the trend line. And these other candles up here on a bigger time frame. This is 2 hour. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. What do we got here? What kind of see if we went about 165 or something, 157. So it's about 5%. That's pretty tight. That's tight. Now that's the target. The risk reward ratio is not that good, but if she decides, screw that road dog, I'm going to the moon, because I mean, you know, just because I got those targets doesn't mean that she can't go higher. If she does go parabolic, that would be the nice payoff. What was her bigger target? Oh, is that in 192? Yeah. I don't think she'll get much past 190. I mean, I can be totally wrong. That's just me guessing, but that's just where my big line is. She could easily, I mean, she spiked through that stuff before. I hope she keeps going. Let her rip. That's what I'm doing. I'm letting her rip. If she got up to, this area over here at 282 though. Well, that's a lot to ask for. Top of our pattern and Fibonacci and resistance area here about 192. That's about a 3-to-1, somewhere right there. That's decent. That's good. Just stop there. I liked her here. Let's take a look here. What we got? Only a 3x long? That's respectable right there. It's the pumpkin spice. Hey, we do have a pumpkin. Have a new pumpkin. Was it time to turn into a pumpkin? Like a new pumpkin. Not as handsome as the turkey, but still much more attractive pumpkin than what we were looking at last night. I have you in my 85 inch. Oh my gosh. Ah! Hey, there's Grimmer. PBR. Let's take a look at PBR. That one was doing good last time we looked at it, right? Did she go up more? We pulled out the big fibs on them. What did we do here? I drew lines. I got into this one, didn't I? Oh, we got our old fibs here. Let's gotta get on a smaller time. Look at that one go! Oh my goodness! Hey, me goodness, she's in our possible sell zone. Oh, she getting rejected? Okay, so she is getting rejected there. So her 618, she got a little bit above it, and she's got some. I'm on the 2 hour. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the fibs though. We'll probably pull them again or pull them back up here. This little zone is from the 786 at 0.0043 and the 618. And sometimes I will, if I'm like, Might go either way, looking really bullish. If I've got those as sell targets, I might, structure them this way, kind of wait a few orders and layer them in between this zone. That's one idea that I do sometimes. Might not just have one order here and one order here. I kind of put them in the zone. So, get what we can get as we get up there, Sometimes I'll include this 886 area and do that same thing. Just in case. And that area is up here at 0.045, by the way. She's doing a parabolic kind of move here, so I've got my eyeball on this one. This is a great place for her to get rejected. But the question is, does she have more gas in the tank? Let's look at this. I think we can answer that pretty quick. Where'd you bounce from? 382, yes, in my personal opinion, I think she does. I'm going to get rid of this. It's a great place to take profits, and you definitely should. There's bearish divergence here. Let's point that out. She's getting a pullback, but in my personal opinion, I think she can get her pullback and then keep on going. She's liking what she's doing right now. See this? She's just in a channel. It's a steep channel at that, but it can still get up to these higher highs about 0.045, which I think is her next target. She looked like she wanted to do something. So I'm just rambling and everybody does their own things. But if it was me, this is definitely a profit taking area to pay yourself a little bit and maybe keep a little bit in there and see if we go higher, because or add to the trade a little bit when she comes back down. But yeah, I think she could come all the way back up to 4.7 just to retest this area over here she lost. We're going to see some altcoins popping off over this next week, I believe, from what I can see. It looks like we're trying to get a little bit of a break, trying to get a breakout. Remember our total 3 we still have some room before we go up to our main resistance there, and we can get some good profits out of some of these altcoins. And anytime when they just start going straight up like this, yeah, you need to figure out your profit taking strategies, because they will come back down. Maybe not as low, hopefully not as low as where they've been, but so cool. That one's good. I'm glad that's working out for you. Look at you're wondering how there like 30% just from where we were down here, 0.003. Not bad. And she could keep on going. The daily says, what does the daily say? The daily is suggesting 0.054. You're at my, really? It looked too crazy for me to add up here the other time. I'm adding it. 0.0051 and 0.0054 are some worthwhile ones to, just throw a few orders at or take a little profit. Nice start. Nice. I like that. That's pretty awesome. Oh, look, it worked. Look, I'm the Undertaker. Let's wrestle. Oh, that was the wrong button. Don't do that. Oh, okay, so we did PBR. Can you please pull up a 1 minute chart? Oh, what, Bitcoin? Striga says, when you hit resistance, you get the cup and strangle. Hey, there's Brandon K. How's it going? Hope everyone's well, he says. I hope you're doing well, Brandon. Thanks for coming to the stream, checking us out. What do you think about Win? I try not to think about it. I do have some. I got it in the airdrop. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. She's had her up and down. I think. I can't remember if I had 2 bags of it. I had 2 parts of the airdrop, and I've added and sold some from it. But I think I finally got rid of one and switched them over. Motion. I've been wanting to go over this various times, but I always forget. I took a bunch of my crap meme coins and I put them into one meme coin when everything was just kind of because I've seen this one just do some numbers, and I keep wanting to chart it here, and I keep forgetting to mention it, so I'm going to write it down. We'll take a look at it after win. But it's one that it's already went up and almost doubled, and then I didn't quite moonbag everything, but it's come down. And I don't know, we should probably talk about motion here. I've been meaning to talk about it for weeks, and I just haven't. 200 moving average is right. There's 200 moving average or my line. Yeah, 200 moving average is coming up at our 236 Fibonacci area. This is the what's the word I'm trying to think of? Discount. The discount zone, accumulation zone is what I've been calling it. Discount zone would probably be more familiar with some people. You get so many terminologies in this field in technical analysis and stuff, and a lot of them are double talk, and they mean the same thing, just said differently, just trying to make it look more complicated and more sophisticated. It's all that stuff that kept me away from wanting to even try to learn this stuff, was all that technical jargon talk, and they made it look so complicated. I remember one time back when I was in real estate, and there were real estate gurus, kind of like they're crypto gurus now, selling courses and this and that. And I was at a convention, and they had, their stock software, and they would do it for you and tell you. And I was like, yeah, I want to learn how to do that. That looks so cool. And it was just so convoluted. I don't know. Not just that, but anytime. But it's not, man. And hopefully that's something that you guys can take away. I try to give you easy ways that make sense to me, and I think they can make sense to most people. That's something I need to know. Is what I say, does it make sense to most of you guys? Or are you just sitting there like, I didn't understand what he said at all? I don't know what he's doing. Because I'm hoping I need to make sense to you guys when I want to talk, or, say it in a way where somebody that's trying to understand it can learn from it. And I do welcome questions or anything. What's the trend line? Looks like we got a little breakout trying to happen here in the red cloud. I'm going with this Fibonacci area. It's a bigger target, but this is the one worth waiting for. 0.00017. You're at 0.00096 at the moment. If you are a degen, well, it's a good time to be one. If you're going to just randomly buy, this is a good. I'm on the daily chart though. Possible random time to buy, maybe, sort of. I'm sure you will go through the ups and downs. You buy on the daily chart, you're going to have some ups and downs. 87% gains up to there at that target ish area. Other targets in between there. A good place is 0.0013 in that area. I think this one looks. I think you can wait for this one right here, 0.00173. She might just blast on through that at some point. So it looks like she's trying to make a double bottom here. That's good. See that? See that trend line thing? It's looking good. You could take a measure move from this idea and still it puts you up here 0.0002. That would be kind of cool. Win. Little patience with win, and you can start making some gains. Getting back to where she is almost a 3x from where she is now. And all that stuff is coming. It's coming over. We only got about 15 months left in this, and our lives will be totally different if we don't make too many stupid mistakes or sell out too early, or might I recommend that if you are in any coin and it is down at these bottoms like this, maybe hold that one a little bit longer than you were planning on. If you're thinking, I'm just going to make my 50% and get out or something, you can make more than. You can get some X's out of the ones, the lower that you can go, for dang sure. Win on the 4 hour, looking nice, I think she just matured her trend line, did you? Look at that shoulder, head and shoulder. Why ain't it dropping? It's doing opposite of a shoulder, head and shoulder pattern. What's up with that, Mr. Shoulder, head and shoulder? And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say this. That just looks weird. Now, I would have probably looked at it here and thought, no, actually, I wouldn't have. I'm big on necklines. We're doing a TA lesson, aren't we? We had shoulder head. Now that one would probably convince me if it had a solid neckline, but it didn't. You'd have to be doing some other weird squinting your eyes and stuff. And I would like, no, I ain't doing that. Now this one, that somebody might call a shoulder, head and shoulder. I would be saying, yeah, but this shoulder is higher than this one. The ones that you really want for a head and shoulder are pretty much like this. You want a lower shoulder and a solid neckline, and then boom. Anything else is just, man, it may be some other animal, dude. You could trying to call a kangaroo a giraffe. She just doing some stuff, y'all. Looking pretty good. I like it. She got the green dot on the 4 hour for win. She wanting to do something now. Go for it, win. It's your birthday. Ooh. Nice double bottom shape. When that confirms, when price eventually gets up here, we didn't tell you the target. She needs to come up here and confirm this higher high or somewhere right there about it. And after it does that, then we can take that measure move, which is, I'm just going to eyeball it, and it gets us up here to about 0.00015. So if you kind of look at the bigger picture and want to play it through the ups and downs for a little bit, that would be a nice 65%, I think is what I came up from. Is that it? 65? Just 65? Well, that takes us right up to the areas we need to go anyway. Gosh darn it, we're going to do it anyway, aren't we? Double bottom. I'm not going to draw the butt cheeks. Put it on right on top of that crack, and this gets us right up here, right close to our target, a little bit below our target we had over here. Good old win. Win, Winnie. Celinda says, Bitcoin's pumping? How dare you? Are you pumping? Are you not going to Batman us? You going to go for that pump? You going to go for it? Do it, Bitcoin. Let's look at you on the 6 minute. Oh, look at you. She's going parabolico. You do it, baby. Everybody going to FOMO in at this last minute? A lot of people will, because we just broke this high and they're going to look at it. Some of them are going to look at it. No, we'll buy the retest. We'll wait till she comes back down and retest off of that. Some people will look at it. We'll wait till she comes back, retest, and then gets above here again, and then we will jump in. That would be your more conservative trader that's really covering their ass and not trying to lose any money, because right now, as we speak here on the 6 minute, we have to come down to the 1 minute. She's already retracing a little bit. Looking like, are we going to 1 minute trade? I was going to look at some more altcoins, but now we're going to 1 minute trade. Looks like, or look at Bitcoin on the parabolic 1 minute. It says, go on, look at the shoulder up, shoulder to the upside. You saw that in my trade group. Who's up in the money right now? Did she break through a 618? Is this it? Cool. Coolio. Go Bitcoin. I'm not surprised. I hope she owes it. Nothing. Well, 65.5 is where I need you to at least go. Let's go get that higher high so that we can sleep better at night. Get the higher high, then I know I can start doing some other more risky things a little bit. I've been missing getting risky because there have been so many good opportunities that I could have bought lower, but I couldn't without putting myself in too much of a jeopardy at the, if things did decide to go sideways. Come on now. There's it, Bitcoin. You can do it. I would love to see that. And she could wick up there, make just a smaller, higher high, and then come on down. I don't know. Hopefully. I wasn't expecting 66.9, but that is one of our targets there. We can get our targets bib-wise several different ways. We can get picky on this little leg and then start targeting it. Why are you different? You came from a different spot. That came, I think, from the VR, the visual range thing, right? My actual target would be right here, 66.3. However, by the rules of engagement, we're still within the confines of this one. We haven't broken up above it. We haven't come below it. So that's kind of our governing body. And she's saying right where we need to go is 65.512. if we just wick right there. If that's all we can do, if we can just put the tip in right there, I think I'd be happy. I think I'd be prayer satisfied. Be like smoking a cigar. Sometimes they get just a little too dry, and I like to moisten them up before I fire them up. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Come on, baby. I like your Bitcoin. What are you doing here? This is weird. I cannot say that I've ever seen it just roll right over the top of any cloud, and that was what it did on the 1 hour. Go Bitcoin, 66,400. To the upside. Well, that's cool. So maybe we don't get that little Batman kind of looking thing. I'm good with that. I didn't want to get rejected there. I didn't want to. We're still not out of the woods yet, but I like that. I like that. It makes me wonder what tomorrow might be like. Who knows? Road Dogg might be wrong, and we might just wake up and we're just going to 70,000, 80,000, blasting off tomorrow. I ain't calling that. My moving averages are. They say we still got a lot of work to do. Can't get a solid read on that, so I'm not going with that. What we can do is see that it's steep as hell until I start zooming out. We do have a little bit of a trend line that might, for real, could you get up here 68? Well, that's just the conundrum. Well, awesome. I like to see us pump at night. Now, will they dump it tomorrow? So this is Tau at 520. Is it? Let's take a look at Tau. Man, I gotta make sure I didn't underestimate Tau here. Did you go through the 886? Tau. For real, Tau. You going straight for the juggler. Now, realistically, she can't just keep on going straight up, can she? 578, 618 Fibonacci is what it looks like. Let's zoom out on Tau. Go, baby. Yes, these are the days. This is why I zoomed out with my limit orders the other day. This is why I didn't want to start focusing on all this. Let me explain this on a smaller time frame. Let me get rid of the Fibonacci. I'm sitting here looking at these moves and everything, and I'm making my plans and everything. And normally I'd be looking at this and I'd be selling out with some of these targets here, and I'm like, no, man, the bigger time frames are saying some bigger moves are coming. The weekly is starting to look good. The MACD on the weeklies on most of these things are starting to look good. Total 3 starting to look suspicious, like she's got something up going on, right? So I'm like, these are some of my bigger positions, and I'm not getting out of them, letting price get away from me. It's time to zoom out. And so that's what we do. We go back to the bigger, oh, there's the devil. I remember you now. You got the dingle dangle here. I remember, that's obscene. It looks like you got some drip action going on there. Cover that thing up. So on all my positions, I went back to the zoom out, and I went from high to low, and I mentioned here on the stream too. So now I got going for the bigger targets and looking for the bigger ones. So it's not uncanny to think that Tau could reach $1,200, $1,100, $1,000. Not now. I mean, if she's going to go straight up, 580, 575 is a great place for her to start getting rejected. And then we can start figuring out where she's going to come back to. Will she come back to $400 from there? Can you get it cheaper after she goes there? Think about it. She drops down, can maybe work on the short. She's got to come back and test these areas. So there's another 27, 30% if she gets up there. I'm trying to make money on the way up and the way down. So from where we were, let's just say if you were looking at this head and shoulders, and technically, yeah, you would not be incorrect. I would say, where did you come from before you got here? Because that would be this guy, which this guy says this guy says the breakout measure move should go right up here. I don't think she's going to get it in one shot, ladies and gentlemen, but we live in a crazy world these days. This was a measured move from, oh, was this it? No. So we went for the little head and shoulders idea. So we got a channel, basically, that's what you got, or a falling wedge, however you want to look at it. It's more of a steeper one, so they don't get as much play. But the measure move for this guy, if you did it, you know, the way Thomas Bukowski does it, it would say up there. If you just did it the standard way, you could go up here and get a decent move and put it at the breakout. And that suggests that we just come right back over here at 618, which looks like it's probably going to be our first stop. And then you got the other people that just want to do willy-nilly whatever, and they're just going to grab the bigger move. And I'd say if you do it on a fib line, you will probably have more success. But yeah, I don't know. I think people are just starting to make up the rules. I don't think the thing is, there's certainly no rules, or there's guidelines, I guess. But then some people are just out here just doing some crazy stuff. But not uncanny. There's always something to these things, and that's why the Fibonacci works out so good. There are ratios and things. So this is it mimicking this price movement, or movement in price isn't. Well, yeah, that's relative. It suggests that 911, and that's ironically right at my. Did you bounce it off of the fib? Of course, I bounced. Didn't I? You did not. Yeah, you did. No, you didn't. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, we're nowhere near there. But she's looking good. And this is her take profits area. Tal making me some money today. Go, Tal. It's your birthday. What happened to you? Who are these people? I don't know anybody here. You have no faces. That's scary. That's creepy. I don't like it. I think I want to leave. SPX. Watching that. Getting some resistance there. Let's come back over to the chat, see what you guys are doing. Tal going wild. Another one that's done pretty good today, I saw, now I'm not in this one, but I was, you know, I was screening through some things, is Carrot. She got down, she made some lower lows. Now she's testing her previous lows here. So definitely at a support resistance area right now. Don't know if she'll make it through this. She looks like, I'm almost sure she'll come back down and try to double bottom, but man, that was some good gains for anybody that was buying down there. She made like 60% gains. Crazy. It on the 4 hour. Just a nice little blast off on that one, and I think we can expect that on a lot of altcoins. You might get lucky and find some that have not blasted off just yet. Take a look at INJ. It's another one we follow here a lot. We're looking for $22, $23. And she needs to get higher. She needs to get higher. But look, double bottom. Just got to come up here and confirm, and then it'll finagle around either above this or below it. Who knows? Whatever. But eventually, I mean, it's a good sign. Unless she just ruins the pattern or something. But yeah, no, we got a double bottom that says, "Hey, man, we can see $30 again." So that's cool. I like that. I didn't even take the crazy one. You know. Coming out all the way down here. Technically, if you look at this as a channel idea with double bottoms, which, you know, why not? It says 32. 32? Are you for real? Where would that take you? What kind of voodoo is this you're talking about? That's crazy. $30 looks good. $30 looks good. So I think we looked at Aave. That was on my list. Sui has been doing great. How's she hanging out? 1-6. Oh, did you blast through, Sui? What the hell are you doing? What is wrong with you? Why are you trying to make me look so stupid, sweet? Let's get rid of this little guy right here. She broke above a 618er, headed toward a 786er, and maybe to an 886er right up here or beyond. I've even got that considered over here at 260 in case she really gets all crazy, but I doubt that it happens now. Broke to the upside of a rising wedge. When you connect all the dots, you get price. It's just squeezing, and just like the zits on your face, squeeze them, and then something's going to pop out. So when price gets all squeezed and these moving averages flip from bearish to bullish, good things are happening. Too bad it's not doing that on the daily for Bitcoin, which still has me concerned even with all this positive price action. But I ain't going to bitch about taking profits on some of these on the way ups. I'm just wondering, when are you going to stop? When are you going to stop? Why, Sui has not been up here since March, man. She was working her way up to her first top here at 196 and then topping out at 217, and now we're starting to head right back up to those areas. Love it. I'm impressed here. I'm impressed that you flagged out at rejection, and you actually did it. Now the clue, if you're looking at this, cannot emphasize. There are so many people out here that are always calling things flags, okay? Might I add this to your repertoire? It's a flags, 57% chance that they'll break up. They're not the best pattern in the world, especially if they're at resistance like this one was. And like I told somebody last night, my rule for this is the trend line. If this flag is forming outside the trend line, I'm saying I ain't playing it. But if the flag forms within your trend line, you're golden. Yeah, it doesn't break the trend line. You're basically just bouncing off a trend line, going sideways and bouncing off a trend line. Yes, hell yes. It's worth risking on that one. That's what I look for in flags. Nobody talks about that because, well, I don't think people do that. They just say, oh, that's a flag. They don't take in consideration the trend line, whether you might have broke it or not. Trend lines are important, y'all. Or maybe it's just me. It's just me because I'm a trend line guy. But you know, the support resistance, the basics on that, imperative. You've got to have that. I used to draw them out a lot more. I don't do it as much anymore. I kind of let my fibs take over, and they tell me where to look. I don't even have to go do it. They know automatically where to go, and they do it a little bit better than what I can do it. But the horizontal support resistance areas, price history, where we've been, always important. Looking to the left, keep that information in the line. But man, oh man, these fibs are awesome. Moving averages are awesome. Just so many things, so good. Wow, you giving me a red dot on the daily? Oh no, we got the red dot on the daily for Sui. What's up with that? That's crazy. Yet our money flow is in the green. Everything looked like it wants to come down, but the money flows in the green. As long as that money flows in the green, you're good. That's the most important thing that on the market cipher. I'll say that again, the money flow. Whether this is red or green, that's one of the biggest takeaways that you can get on this one. Red or green. And if it's green, it may get bad, but it ain't going to get that bad. It's probably going to do more good than bad. Yes, we're bullish. When she turns red, then like, not so good. So she can probably start doing red light, green light, and that's where we start getting these. Have you done it before? She's not really done it before on here on the daily. Maybe she won't. Maybe this is it. I think she's got some more. The Ichimoku Cloud says she is not even ready to stop yet. I'm looking for 180. Maybe even 188 out of this level there. Maybe even. If I was going to guesstimate with support resistance trend lines, I would target that little guy right there. Right there, 188, 189. All right, so that's doing pretty cool. Here's another one I mentioned a lot, is AIOZ. She at 47 cents right now, a little come up from 40. She has not got started yet. Of course, she's also flipped all of her moving averages, so headed toward 50 cents, but if she starts taking off like the other ones, she may actually shoot for 60, maybe 70 cents, just depending on how bullish this whole market gets. Looks like 60, 61 might be in the picture. 200 moving average on the dailies up there. I can't see us getting too much further above that with all the bearish flip that we've got and all that stuff, but there's an idea. Dream Tank CB, what do you think about Dogecoin? I think it needs to go up. Is it going up now? Everything else is... Oh, you still at 10A. You still cheap, Doge. Daily moving average is like in this area over here at my 382 Fibonacci, so I'm going to go with that one at 0.137. Again, I zoomed out on my bags. I got a bag of Doge, and I've got it on spot margin and everything. And that will be one of my main take profit areas. This one, and then this one. I'm going to skip through this guy altogether. My take profit points, places I want to get paid. Are here. My thinking, my logic behind this is she's got to come up here. She's got to. And if she does, I want to take some profits because she may roll back over and do something again. And if she does, I can buy some more. If she blasts on through, well, I took some profits, and then I would expect her to probably come on up here. And that's okay. And then I'll take some more profits, and then she'll come back down here, and then I've got what I sold here, and then what I sold here, and I can find somewhere to add that back here if I see things bouncing off. I'm cool with that. And if I can build a bigger bag when she gets the pullback, mostly from the profits I took here, we're just kind of really just getting back in with what we sold here, right? If we're doing the pullback idea. Have a bigger bag to take more profits, and I want to wait till we get up, yeah. So from where we are now to the main project taking profit area at 17 cents is about 60% gains out of the Doge, where we are. Where I think that she's headed, the area is about 25, 27%. But I mean, it's got a proven record, and you know, it's got its followings. Well, just decentralized, all that. They mine it along with what Litecoin. This is a word of warning right here, though. We got a trend line. It's going to be resistance. Paint that guy red. Put him big fat. Where is that? 11.4. So the story is with this, you know, maybe we'll come back. I would say more than likely what you'll see, considering this especially. I would say we will probably bust through this Ichimoku cloud right here, come up to this area. Probably going to form some kind of inverted head and shoulders, triple bottom. However, 3 dumps and then a pump. We come out, and if we break into this trend line, I think I would probably say, now that I'm seeing this, I'm just, never mind. I'm not doing that. I'm taking this one away, and I'm just going for this one. Because if we were to break in this trend line, that should be a mega ass move. Now, sure, you can target... Ah, crap. If you played this as a head and shoulders, if this idea does play out... And I'm going to go from there to there, put you here to here, and it takes us right up to that same area that we do have a target. So maybe we'll keep that target in retrospect, and the 200 moving average. So short-term target, that might be on the picture, but I would personally, if we break above this trend line, I'm expecting a bigger move, because that's usually what happens when you reclaim the trend line. It's usually a big, strong-ass move. So I don't know about this. I can't see how it could be too strong after you've given up your moving averages, though. So maybe that's why this one is just all we can hope for. But That's what I'm looking for. I need to see if you break above the trend line. That's awesome. Otherwise, you're in danger. Until that happens, you can either go sideways or down. So I like it. She's still at a good price. Still at a good price. What's the gains from here to there? 25, almost 60%. Jason says Andy on ETH. I believe this is it. I think KuCoin has got that one as Andy, right? And this is at 0.0012. All right, so make sure I got the right one. I'll check on the chat just to make sure. So she is testing our area. Our little discount area is about to expire when she gets past the current price that she's at 0.00013. She could get rejected there. I'm just throwing that out there, but basically your next target is 0.00018-ish. If she can keep on going, that's another 42%, which is sweet. It looks like over the past week, she's come from here. And oh wow, that's a lot. That's like 80% gains on Andy. Sweet. And all you had to do is take a chance on it. It did a double bottom here and came down to the same price it was before. You had a trend line if you wanted to wait for a breakout. Smaller time frames. Anybody looking at this probably not looking on the daily very long. But I mean, looking at them and possible leave. I don't. Actually, yeah, that would be confirmed now. Now it's got the breakout. It's got messy as all get out there. Remember, when you get a breakout, there is always a chance for it to come back for a retest down here at these areas. So if she loses it here, or even breaks up here, she can still come back down to these juicy little areas. I try to remember that just so that I won't be chasing candles. However, what have you got here on the 1 hour, Andy on ETH? You look like you're about to try to do something you are. Rising wedge breakout. She's all right. This suggests that she's going to break through this and then come on up here. That's what this suggests. At the bulk of the move, I'm on what, an hour. Let's go up a little bit. Get some more information here. Yeah. No guarantees, but I would look at that. That could be happening. There's some wicks here, so we're really not out of the ballpark just yet. She's got to give us some more. But after saying, I would say if she can actually hold above here, but I wouldn't expect it to hold. If she's going to go parabolic, she will start moving parabolically, right? So let's expand this to the wiki wicks just to give us from the candle bodies. It looks awesome. What do you look like on the 15-minute? I would have been already declared. Well, not with the wicks. There's so much noise, it could throw us off her game. It looks like she might be trying to go parabolic. I'm throwing that out there. Let's see if if she breaks above this and then starts going crazy, then Road Dogg was right. But we just want to, let's try to find an angle and then we'll raise it to the wicks. Help us be a little bit more accurate here. So I got candle body. Let's go to this. I'm on this time frame. Candle body right around top, and we're not sold yet. Not sold. If she's going to do it, that would be what it would look like. Let's see if we can get a candle open above this. We might have something to talk about then. Come on, baby. You're looking good. Altcoins are popping off right now. She looks really good on 24 minutes. She's confirmed on 24 minutes. You DJing on here. You just need to go to smaller time frame, Road Dogg. That's what you need to do. Go to smaller time frame. And I'm like, shh, DJing. Shut up. We like the smaller time frames, but I like these bigger ones to keep me making the real good gains and keep me out of trouble. She's getting set up to do something good. She might get rejected here. But if she does keep it going, I'm looking at this guy. Sorry, I wasn't shushing you. I was shushing the voice in my head. Cassie's blocking the price today. Cassie, I didn't even know she was out there, man. I'm sorry. I didn't even see you, honey. Cassie. Suck. That makes me feel kind of greasy, to be honest. Like a turkey. Hey, Cassie. Cassie likes to eat turkey. She's a turkey lover. And that's why I love her, because she's a turkey lover. She knows how to flip my wings, I'll tell you that. Well, she'll get a hold of the drumstick and just beat the dickens out of it. Cassie, I think we need to put you away. You're giving me some foodiacious thoughts there. Some culinary lasciviousness is going through my mind, and I lost you, Cassie. I don't know where I put you. Where are you, Cassie? What page are you on, Cassie? Sam says she was at a nice low too. Oh, before I get that, I keep talking motion. I keep wanting to go over this one. Oh, that's a DJ one. I got to get on deck screener. This is one my Solana plays. I wonder how it's doing. Motion. So I took all my little crap coins and all that stuff, and I put it in here when everything was just tanked. Nobody wanted to talk to anything. And she had her nice little pump, and that's where I took some profit, I think. I didn't even chart it. I just saw it went by the dollar. So she's down again now. We're on the 4 hour here. So this is just another meme coin. It's got a $136,000 market cap. 1,200 holders, it looks like. Over on Dexter. I'm trying to point this up. Yes, can you guys see that? 88 is the Dex score, so no honeypot, contract verified, all that blah blah blah, all that stuff has got. Anyway, this is because she did this. That was crazy, and she gets her little pumpy pumps. How high can you go? I mean, jeez, when was this? This was just July. And I got into her when she was down here. Bumpty dump dump dump. Or somewhere along here. I don't know exactly for sure what the price was, and I was switching things around. Yeah, so because she did almost not quite a 2x. Not quite a 2x. And I took like 25% out. Because I want this, because I know it can do a lot more. She can do some things like that. So where can you go now? To 0.008, and she's at 0.000015. So if she could just get back to this area where she wicked down to, that's a support resistance flip area. 236 Fibonacci. That's if she's going to spike up to anywhere, I would expect that. Oh my goodness, that's a 4x just to there. So this is one of my degen plays that I've got going on right now, and I'm curious because and you know, maybe she would go to zero and die, and who knows, look like stupid. But considering how all the other meme coins have just kind of failed me, this is one that I've had some luck with. And could you do 2,000%? I didn't put too much. I probably got currently probably about $350 in it. If you could 1000x that, I would just shoot. I might buy me something fancy. And right now, you're having a bad time. So she's having a bad time today, but I'm thinking she might get into a juicier price. What are you on the 5-minute chart for? Anyway, this is what I've been looking at, and she's not doing so good today. She's coming back around normal. She may flatten out for a long time and pump out again. Who knows? I'd say a lot of people are probably happy to see it up there. Let's move on. So what were we looking at? Shiba, I think. Is that right? Shiba. Oh, okay. A daily above the non-moving average. You can't say anything bad. That looks good. I'm just going to say, man. Ichimoku cloud, green, in the middle of it. I mean, it sucks that all these moving averages are below the 200 on the daily, but, you know, we're trying to start to recover. So these are quite possibly our new bottoms on altcoins, and I think you need to consider that in this part of the market as we're heading into quarter. We're not quite in quarter 4, are we? Yeah, I guess we are. So this is the quarter when things can happen. Meaning that this is probably since August. These are probably the bottoms for most things. There will be a few surprises out there. Things have not found their bottom yet. That's questionable for those suckers, isn't it? Taking this leg, this impulse idea from here down, we're just right below that accumulation zone. Just right below, confirming this as a double bottom, which would get us back up to these areas at points. Oh my God, what is that? I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to do 29%. It's likely we'll come up here to this area at 0.00002 or better. We got our congestion going on over here at the 618 at the 22 area, and that could be 50 up to 50% gains on this. But just going by this idea alone right here, just take this guy. Well, that's our Bart Simpson butt, which has not yet confirmed, but as soon as it gets up to the butt crack area, as soon as our hip reaches our butt crack, we can draw a belt line. Because if it's a neckline, this is not a Bart Simpson. These are boobies. But as soon as we get up there and confirm that, we're gone. And I wouldn't even stop there, man. These are great places. This is the discount area, the accumulation area. This is where you're going to look at this 6 months from now and say, nailed that bottom. Yeah, I bought the bottoms, baby. Woo! When nobody wanted it. And those are the people that are usually, well, you know, they're all not drawing Lambos, but a majority of the people drawing Lambos, I think you would probably tell you, yes, I bought the bottoms. I bought it cheap and held it. Dang, Shiba, I expect you to make more gains than just 100% there. I guess I'm thinking way back in the old days. Good old Shiba. Nice to see the pumps. The coins are pumping. I like that. Nice to see it. Nice to see it. Aave 173 right now. Good. Pendle's at 418. Do we look at Pendle? How you doing on this day, Pendle? You still hanging up there? She's got that. She's getting some rejection. That's looking good for a setup. It's looking like we're several of these altcoins may be getting a parabolic move, and I'm like, are you ready? And parabolic moves are made for taking profit. Because after that move, it's not parabolic anymore. It's down and sideways. So anything that starts going in any parabola, anything that starts doing the yield curve and respects this line, when that line is broken, you know, the party is pretty much over. It may not seem like it right, you know, at the time, but that I mean, and it can be, you know, it can be a very interesting ride. Eventually, you get about 5 little stages of this stuff, and it's supposed to end in a blow off top. They don't always do that, but if it can do the full stages and everything, but then it breaks, you know, you can't draw worth crap on here. Then it breaks the trend line, and then you're like, oh, she can flag out here and keep on going, maybe, and do a little bit of something. But usually when that parabola is broken, she's going to either slow burn or fast burn or whatever down. It may seem like it, if it's bullish, it may even take a while for it to happen, but she will eventually slow back. She come down. And it's best to avoid all this. That just takes opportunity, and I've done that many a times. XDB was the one that really drove that lesson home. I did a trade over there, or on that coin a long time ago. And then, you know, so we don't want this part of the party, but we want this part. And that involves taking profits on this way. And then you can buy back in if you're just patient later on, or go for a slow short, I guess, if you want to play it that way. Why don't we just back all this stuff off? Pendle, baby. You at the 200 moving average. That would get you up to our 0.5 here, and that's probably about as far as I can see you going. Is $4.60. But a pullback and then something bigger could be coming. So, what I would like to do for Pendle, always on to keep the fibs, but there we go. There is our pattern wise. I mean, if you could stay true to your trend lines and everything, that's what you got for this leg. 70% chance that they do break to the upside and measure moves pretty nice and juicy. We'll just take our basic measure move here, put it out the breakout, and it says that we should go right up back up here and test this little guy's, where we really started losing that support resistance area here. So it's saying this is the area, this is the key, this is what we should be looking for right here. And to settle for anything less is just unbecoming of you. Not going to get you that Lambo if you sell out too soon. Remember, it's where we come from, where we should be headed. And all you got to do now is just go to that 1 minute chart and just start flagging everything out and try to predict where we're going. We got an idea where we're going. I don't need to come down and start nitpicking and micromanaging all this stuff. I mean, I can if I want to make some kind of little trade or something, but I can't figure that out sometimes when I see some analysts and, you know, they've been following an idea on a big picture or whatever, and then when it comes down to trying to figure out where things are going, you know, they're trying to figure out, they're going to try to flag it out there one flag at a time to figure out where we're going until it doesn't happen. And I'm like, dude, man, you just freaking had this. What's wrong with that measured move? Or why are you going to sweat the small stuff? Well, just I'm not just going to go there, road dog. You gotta trust your TA, baby. That's a 786 fib. That's definitely one to go with. You know that the 618 is a great profit taker. There may be some ups and downs, but hey, if we want to make the big money, that would have been a great place to buy right there. 76% gains. Yeah, broke out of this. this little trend line area, this little point of resistance area, all that. Broke out of this 236 Fibonacci area. Now you made it past our 382. Suggests that you might even be coming up here to 470. So that's kind of cool, Pendle. Pendlelicious. Pendlelicious. Jason says, I'm glad to be part of the whole run and more. It's an ETH beta. Not the Dickens, says Sam. Sam says, I'll remember motion for you. Hopefully she'll do better. She'll keep going. I hope she does, oh man, 400x to the next target on that. I don't know. Hopefully I'll try to remember and keep you guys informed, but I figured, man, I'm just so diverse on all the meme coins over there on that one wallet. I'm like, this is crazy. A lot of them are, some of them are airdrops and not worth hardly anything. I was like, let's just put everything all together. And so far, I mean, it did okay. With a little taking profit. I guess I could have pulled out my whole bag, but I was like, nah, let's let it run. AKT, that's one we need to look at. This is Akash Network. .236 Fibonacci area. I think she could make a quick run up here to 378, which she does what she needs to do. And if the other coins are going to be moving, man, well, the degens are already on there. They're like, hell yeah, they're foaming in, or they're front running everything in anticipation for it. Not saying it's the smartest move, just saying just what we got to do sometimes as degens. Sometimes we take on some of that risk. Is that for real? Wow, that's interesting. All right, just interesting. So she can get rejected here, maybe a pullback. That's cool. We expect pullbacks. Ichimoku Cloud says it's time, baby. It's time. I'm here on the daily. Maybe there's a pullback. 263, 260 something. Maybe. But at some point she's going to be at 380. You're looking like, oh, did she go up $1 already? I should have bought more. That's a nice 39% or higher. Eventually coming up here for 90% gains. In Moonbag territory, she's at a bottom, baby. Well, this was it, but you know, AKT. So if you've been snagging a lot of these altcoins after that big ass drop that we've had, and the wishy-washiness we've had over these past several, well, almost 2 months, accumulating slowly, adding to your bags, getting into the coins that you got more conviction on, especially the ones that are moving like crazy right now. Aave and Sweet were definitely good choices. Yes, we covered them here. So much the better. And you can pay you know, for me, for the coins that I really like and I'm trying to keep, if I'm doing the fib thing, whatever levels, I'm probably just taking like 10% or something like that. And saving and trying to roll back and compound as much as I can. But the majority of things I want for some of these higher targets. Here's another one that I talk about a lot, Arkham Intelligence. Same situation. Looks a lot like what we just looked at. Nice double bottom formation, not yet confirmed. It's also a support resistance flip here about 135. It needs to get 135, 136, 137 hold. Should start heading to 151 and then maybe start heading toward $2 there. But these are some that have not yet popped up, but they're showing the signs that they want to do something. They're at a resistance right now, might pull back a little bit on us. Not this one. She's saying, hell no, screw that. I'm ready to rock and roll. I just already cleared the areas. I'm going. I'm out of here. And I'm like, cool. So we draw a trend line. She's got a maturing trend line, and try to buy as close as you can to that trend line if you're going to add to it. Otherwise, if you're not buying close to the trend line, you're probably buying close to the top of it, and you're going like, darn it, why am I getting drawdown again? Why am I in the negative? I'm coming down to this lower right butt cheat here, putting it at the top of the butt crack. And suggesting 188 might be coming for Arkham Intelligence, and I'll go with that. I've been talking about this little guy since she was around $1. Dang sure trying to get as much of this as I can. This is one of my little plays here. And from where we are now to our target, still another 45%. Where we are from where we've looked at it and talked about it before and tried to figure out some things that may be going on, and or I have, and whatever. Now, we've talked about it quite a bit. Figuring out our fibs and, you know, going high and low and saying, this is the area, man. If you get about $1.02, then about 6 months from now, you're going to say, man, I'm glad I did that. And then we're not quite 6 months out, but if you did do it then at $1.02, well, shucks, you're up about 30%. You got a $100 position, it's worth $130 now. $1,000 position is worth about $1,300 now. And you're saying, how high can she go? Well, if you had a $1,000 position already built or whatever, it bought in at 102, and we get back up to where we've been just back in June, just back to those levels. Well, that $1,000 is worth about $1,660, and you're like, I see how people. I mean, there might be something good yet to come out of this here crypto stuff. Sam says, I love the all-night quantathons. Are we doing all night? Did my buzzer go off? It does not feel like I've been here 2 hours. If I had to guess how long I've been streaming in my head, I'm thinking maybe about 45 minutes. It feels like 45 minutes to me, but it has been 2 hours. Well, clearly, nobody's going to click on this stream. I'm like, screw it. Fast forward. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. We'll take one last look at Bitcoin. She's at 64.4. She's broken through the 618, which is awesome. Ichimoku Cloud is being very supportive. Screw the bad ears idea. I'm going to leave it on that time frame. We're here in the megaphone, and it looks like the megaphone is playing out. Might she go for that 67? If she wants to get above 69, I am not going to be pissed at her. If she wants to go to 71, I'm cool with it. I'm looking at a target about 65.5. Just something a little bit above this, or maybe, who knows? Our trend line suggests that, man, we could come out here at 67 or something. Who knows? We're not yet clearing this area. We've not closed a candle above here yet, but it's looking very promising. And if we do have a bear or a bull flag, and I want to do this different than what you see some people do it. This is the way Thomas Bukowski does it. High to low for the impulse move that created the flag, not all the way down here to something else. So we go from the highs and lows here. And to see how we drew we got our flag here. It goes to the bottom. That last candle on the bottom. I know it's weird, but you get more accurate moves this way. And it takes us perfectly right back up here to this little fib area. And it suggests that we can come up to right around 66,900-ish. I'm going to leave that there. We'll see if this little guy plays out. Paint in blue, so I know he's a measured move. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It should be an interesting week. A lot of ups and downs, though. They're going to try to trick us and get all your money and make you chase green candles and make you buy higher, so that when they do dump it, you're in the negative and drawdown, and then you want to sell in the negative, and they get all your money. So don't fall for that. Anything that you got going on now, you should already have your bags packed. That's what we've been talking about on the channel. Get them packed and then have your targets. And zooming out on your targets, spread them out a little bit. Take a little bit of profit along the way. At some point, you want to make sure that you still got a bag that you can sell when the big numbers come. So let's get out there and make that money. Enjoy it while we can. Remember the signs on the bigger time frames. We don't know. And there always will be a pullback. Always. Always. Let's go get paid. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Look at that money. Number going up, baby. Let's get us out with something cool. Let's just get us out. Let's find the right buttons this time. Sean? Sean? Sean?
Come on, come here, boy. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Feet eye off the ground, you ain't no one. You will stop, blow it up like supernova.
And scene.
What?